Hi there, it's Lety, and you're listening to Lety's English Podcast, your cozy place to learn English, get inspired, and maybe even dream a little bigger. I'm so happy you're here with me. Wherever you are, maybe you're in Hanoi or Seoul, maybe it's a quiet evening in Jakarta. Maybe you're listening on a train somewhere in Australia, or just curled up at home with a cup of tea. Wherever you are, I want you to feel that this space is just for you, to relax, to imagine, and to explore new possibilities for your English and your life. Today, I want to talk about something that has changed thousands, maybe millions of lives, including some of my closest friends and students. It's an opportunity that can open your world, transform your English, and even help you grow up in ways you never expected. Have you ever heard of the working and holiday visa? Or maybe you've heard friends talking about going to Australia for a year, or taking a gap year in New Zealand, or even working abroad while learning English. If you've ever felt stuck with your English, if you've ever wondered how to really become fluent, or if you just want a big, bold adventure, this episode is for you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to learn how to swim by reading a book? Or have you ever tried to ride a bicycle by just watching videos? Of course, you might learn some good tips, but until you actually get into the water or put your feet on the pedals, you never truly learn. It's the same with English. You can study for years in school, memorize every grammar rule, listen to every podcast, but there's something magical about living inside the language, being surrounded by English every single day. In everything you do, that's what happens when you take a working and holiday visa and put yourself in a world where English isn't just a subject. It's the air you breathe. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up in a little apartment in Sydney, Australia. You hear the sound of birds, and someone outside says morning. You brush your teeth, and instead of your favorite song in your native language, you play an Australian radio station. You walk out to get a coffee, and the barista asks, "How's it going, mate?" You smile, answer back, maybe with a nervous laugh, maybe with confidence, maybe with a little accent. But you answer in English. You head to your new job. Maybe it's in a cafe. Maybe it's on a farm picking fruit. Maybe it's helping out in a hostel. Or even an office if you're lucky. Everywhere you go, every conversation, every sign, every menu, every small talk with a coworker, it's all English. You're not just studying anymore, you're living, making friends, laughing, making mistakes, sometimes feeling embarrassed, sometimes feeling proud, but always learning. You might be thinking, that sounds scary. And honestly, yes, it is. It's a little scary, but you know what's even scarier? Staying in the same place year after year and never really using your English outside of a classroom. What if you could wake up one day and realize that you're not just speaking English? You're thinking in English, dreaming in English, living in English? That's the gift of immersion. Let me tell you a story about my friend Mai. Mai grew up in Vietnam, studied English in school like everyone else, watched some American movies, listened to pop songs, and could read English pretty well. But when it came to speaking, she always froze, afraid of making mistakes, embarrassed by her accent. One day, she heard about the Australian working and holiday visa from a friend. It sounded crazy. Leave everything behind, move to a country she'd never seen, and try to survive in English. But something inside her said, if not now, when? So, with her heart pounding and a suitcase that was way too heavy, she flew to Melbourne for her first big adventure. The first week was hard. Everything felt strange. Everyone spoke so fast, and even simple things like ordering food or taking a bus became challenges. But Mai didn't give up. She got a job at a small cafe where every day was an English lesson. She learned how to say flat white and takeaway, learned to chat with customers, learned to smile when she didn't understand and ask, "Sorry, could you say that again?" She made friends with other travelers, some from Korea, some from Brazil, some from Germany, and guess what? Their common language was English. Bit by bit, day by day, Mai's English got stronger, not because she was sitting in a classroom, but because she was living her life, making mistakes, laughing at her own weird sentences, and learning what real English sounds like after a year. Mai wasn't just better at English. She was braver, more open, more independent. She learned how to open a bank account, rent an apartment, call a doctor, even argue politely with her boss about her schedule, all in English. She'd gone from being shy to being adventurous, from studying English to living English, and she discovered something even bigger. The world is full of people just like her, all a little nervous, all a little lost, all growing together in this wild, beautiful English-speaking adventure. Now you might be wondering, is it really possible for someone like me? And I want to tell you, yes, it is. Working and holiday visas are designed for young people, usually under 30 from many different countries. Australia is the most famous. You can stay for up to 3 years, work, travel, make friends, and see incredible places. New Zealand offers a 1-year program with a similar spirit. Even Canada, the UK, Ireland, and a few other countries have their own versions. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be perfect. You just need courage, curiosity, and the willingness to try something new. Let's talk about some funny, real-life moments. When you first arrive, everything is new, sometimes confusing, sometimes hilarious. You might go to the supermarket and spend 5 minutes trying to figure out which kind of milk to buy. Why are there so many types of milk? Or you might walk into a servo, that's Australian slang for gas station, and try to buy a bus ticket, only to discover they don't sell them there. You'll learn English not just from textbooks, but from life, from hearing. Local slang, from watching people order food, from chatting with coworkers, from listening to the radio while you clean your apartment, and sometimes you'll make mistakes. You might say, "I'm boring," instead of "I'm bored," or call a thong a sandal. In Australia, that means flip-flop. And everyone laughs, but that's part of the fun. Every mistake is a memory, and every memory is a lesson. If you're shy, don't worry. Most people are kind and patient when they see you're trying, and you'll discover so many other travelers. Backpackers and locals want to help you, talk to you, share a coffee, or tell you about their own journey. You'll become part of a global family, a mix of accents, backgrounds, and stories, all connecting through English. There's something magical about making friends from other countries. Maybe your best friend in Australia will be from Japan or Germany or Brazil, and the only way you can talk is in English. Your English won't be perfect, but it will be real, living, and full of personality. You'll learn to use your hands, your face, even Google Translate if you have to. And suddenly, English isn't just a subject. It's a bridge. To the world, of course, it's not always easy. You'll have days when you feel lost, homesick, frustrated because you can't express exactly what you mean. You'll miss your favorite food, your language, your family, but you'll also have days when you feel so proud. The first time you make a joke in English and everyone laughs. The first time you solve a problem at work. The first time you travel solo and don't get lost. These moments, both hard and beautiful, are what help you grow up. Let me tell you about another friend, Kenta from Japan. Kenta always dreamed of being independent, but he was worried about living far from home. He went to New Zealand on a working and holiday visa, just for 1 year. He worked on a farm, picking apples in the rain, then Later at a small bakery, waking up at 5 a.m. to knead bread with people from all over the world. At first, he understood almost nothing. The Kiwi accent was fast, the slang was different, and everyone seemed so confident. But day by day, Kenta found his way. He learned to ask questions, to laugh at himself, to listen more carefully, to keep trying even when he was tired. By the end of his year, he was giving directions to new arrivals, helping others feel welcome, and even giving a short speech at his farewell party. All in English. He told me, I didn't just learn English. I learned how to be brave. So what do you really gain from this kind of experience? Not just English, but independence, confidence, a new sense of who you are. You learn to cook your own food, pay your bills, solve problems, and build friendships that last a lifetime. You discover strengths you never knew you had, and you become comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. That, to me, is what it really means to grow up. You might wonder, what if I can't go abroad right now? That's okay. There are ways to bring immersion into your life wherever you are. Join an online English club. Start a language exchange. Change your phone and social media to English. Make a rule to only speak English with a group of friends for one afternoon each week. The goal is to put yourself in situations where English is necessary, where you have to use it to live, to connect, to laugh, to solve little problems. It's not about perfection. It's about participation. If you are dreaming of applying for a working and holiday visa, here's what you can do. Start by researching the programs. Check the official government websites for Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Ireland. The UK, look up the age requirements, the paperwork, the cost, and the stories from other travelers. Save a little money. Practice your daily English, especially listening and speaking. And most importantly, believe that you can do it. Remember, everyone who goes on these adventures starts as a beginner. Nobody is ready at the start. Courage grows. As you go, let me share a funny little story about myself. When I first visited an English-speaking country, I was so nervous at the airport that I accidentally answered, "Chicken, please?" When the officer asked, "What is the purpose of your visit?" Everyone laughed, including me. It was embarrassing, but it also broke the ice. From that moment, I realized mistakes are just part of the adventure. They make the best stories. So if you are listening to this and feeling the spark of curiosity, maybe a little fear, a little excitement, that's exactly where your adventure begins. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take the first small step today. Maybe that's looking up the visa requirements. Maybe it's joining an English conversation club. Maybe it's just daring to speak English to someone new. Even if you feel shy, you might be surprised where that one step can lead you. A new job, a new friend, a new country, or even just a new you. Braver, kinder, and more open to the world. And when you find yourself one day ordering coffee in a small cafe in Sydney or Auckland, or sharing stories with friends from 5 different countries, or just walking home after a long day feeling proud and tired and a little bit changed, remember this moment, remember the first step, remember why you started. English isn't just a language. It's an invitation to a bigger life, and sometimes the best way to accept that invitation is to pack your bags, take a deep breath, and jump into the unknown. You won't be alone. There's a whole world of learners and dreamers waiting for you, cheering you on one little adventure at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who needs encouragement today. And if you have your own story about living, working, or traveling in English, I would love to hear from you in the comments or by message. You're part of this global family now. So until next time, keep dreaming, keep learning, and Don't be afraid to go after the life and the English you really want. This is Lety, wishing you courage, laughter, and endless new beginnings. See you soon.